So you guys are going to be making a still life for your first final painting in this class, and it's going to be in black and white. We're not going to be involving any color at this point. And those of you who are at home, you can set up your own objects. I would just suggest creating something with a really strong light source. So you have a very easy to see light shapes and shadow shapes. Like how there's a lamp above this right here, any kind of lamp that you have, and darkening your room a bit. Or if that is just not really an option, if you guys find a still life that like online, like if you type in still life photography, you should find a plethora of things that you can choose from that have a nice light source. And so anyways, first thing, choose a still life that you like. And my suggestion before you start is to create a bunch of thumbnail sketches. So a thumbnail sketch is just a little sketch of what you want it to look like. So I did a couple of thumbnail sketches. They don't have to be fancy dancy, but just to help you visualize what you want. Like I kind of like this pear here, and I got these flowers. My suggestion is to have at least 3 objects to work from so that you have the ability to practice measuring your proportions. And so anyways, so I can choose this whole thing. What I like to do is create a little picture frame with my fingers like so. Let's see, let me get closer. Oh, how close can I get? So like I can do the whole thing and block it off like that, or I can zoom up. Like one of my ideas was to zoom up on this little section right here with the pepper and the flowers. Or another one I was thinking about is just focusing on the boot and apple, just this section right here. And that's what I made thumbnails of. And I'm not going to check off thumbnails or anything, but it's just something I suggest that you do. So anyways, I really like the idea of the pepper and the 2 flowers. And I made a little thumbnail of that, and where everything is supposed to be. So I got my canvas here. And I'm going to do a couple of things. First thing is I'm going to place where this pepper is. Let's see if I can do this simultaneously. I'm going to zoom this up for a minute. Okay, we're a little closer now. So this pepper is going to be on kind of the right-hand corner over here. I'm just going to start where I roughly think it's going to be. I'm marking it out. Got to figure out the angle of it. So I'm looking at the tilt of the pepper here and checking the angle with my pencil. And then I'm coming over here to see if it's the exact same angle that I've got drawn. And I obviously got a couple of things that I need to work out as I'm going along. Let's see. I don't know if I can left hand this. All right, switch sides. So I'm looking at my pepper. Getting like just the general shape of it. And I'm basically just trying to block in where everything is. Just really, really rough is what I'm starting off with. Might be fully accurate, might not be. But we'll worry about that in just a minute. Okay, I'm going to start with the unit. So I'm going to start with this pepper here, and I'm going to say, okay, how many peppers do I need to go until I get to this like metal rim of this bucket I'm looking at? So I pull out my thumb, top of the pencil goes to the top of the pepper, my thumb reaches the bottom, and it is roughly a full pepper length till I get to that rim. So I come to my drawing, I mark, okay, here's my full pepper, it comes down here. I know that first rim is going to be roughly right here. I can try to figure out the angle of this bucket right over here, or barrel that we have. So I'm looking at that angle here, and I need to match it over to my drawing over here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Make sure that is at the right angle. Let's see, I can ask how many peppers it's going to be until I get to the very edge of the barrel here. So I'm coming in. How many peppers is it? There's 1 pepper. It's almost 2 peppers, a little over 2. So I'm going to come over here, 1, 2, that's about right. Maybe I can shorten it just by a hair. But I'm just slowly measuring and I'm trying to figure out things. This flower is going to be a little bit tricky. I'm going to measure, I got my pepper here. The flower comes in a little closer to the barrel. If I'm going to have problems, something I can do is look at that negative space, so that space between the flower and the pepper, and I'll analyze that space of what's going on. Let's see. Let me kind of get this pepper a little more drawn better. Let's see, in that flower, I'm looking at that space in between. Right now, I'm not worried about all the petals of the flower or anything like that. I'm just thinking of it as a general shape at this moment. Let's see. And maybe this flower down here that's angled down. So I'm slowly placing where everything is. I'm double checking my angles. I'm measuring, getting my proportions as accurate as I possibly can. Let's see, there's a lot of stuff happening here I'm probably going to come back and deal with later. And you could probably spend a whole day just working on your proportions for sure, trying to get it as accurate as you possibly can. And let's see, I'll measure my pepper. Or actually, let me use this horizontal line. So that works. That rib matches up almost to the top of the boot. So that kind of helps me. How far do I need to go with that? Okay, so I'm just going to continue working on this. Right now it's really rough, but I'm slowly going to tighten it in.